Good evening and welcome to Ndizi TV News at 9. My name is Chemutai Kirui, bringing you the latest updates from around the world and here at home. Stay through as I take you through today's highlights. My sign language interpreter is Lydia Mose and my director is Abigail Nyanchama. Welcome. And Kirui residents and workers have been warned by the Public Service Board chairperson, Dr. Florence Malombe Makindi, over fraudsters. Malombe has warned the interns who are expected to be promoted and has cited that frauds who have been lying to promote them will face the force of the law if found guilty, as she maintained that the board is keen to offer free and fair promotions.
Every time since the board was sworn in 2021, May, wherever we advertise any position, the fraudsters wait for that and then use that opportunity to impersonate the board members and even give the names of the board members. They hack our Facebooks, even our telephones, so that they can use that one to solicit for funds and impersonate, cheating the people who are looking for employment or promotion, that they can, once they give money, they can be promoted. The board warns county employees against canvassing and giving out bribes during the ongoing internal competitive promotions. In addition, the person giving out bribes and the one receiving the bribe will be treated equally as criminals and reported to both the CID and ESCC to be dealt with according to the law. The Kirui County Public Service Board remains steadfast in its mission to build a professional, accountable, and transparent public service that meets the aspiration of the people of Kirui.
Police officers have been deployed along Marigat Chamalingot Road in Baringo County after a series of robberies was witnessed in the area. Baringo County Commander Julius Kiragu has said that the deployment is targeting to reduce the robbery along the highway. The residents have commended the efforts by the government to solve security cases in the area.
Tumekuwa na incidents kwa hii soko ambaye ilifamiwa about a week ago, na wakaingia kwa M-Pesa wakaweza kuiba pesa kidogo. Last week tumekuwa na 2 incidents ambaye wameweza kushambulia magari ya biashara ambaye inafanya biashara, imebeba mboga, chakula, nini, kipeleka Chemutai na area zingine. So hiyo ndio imefanya tuwe kwa hiyo highway, na ile highway ambayo imekuwa na ile kasehemu ambayo kamekuwa na matatizo ni kutoka hapa Ruruku mpaka kambi ya samaki. That is why mumeona deployment along that road, kuhakikishia wafanyabiashara na wananchi kwa jumla kwamba usalama wao uko taken care of. So what has been happening here sio banditry anymore, ni issue ya highway robbery ambayo we are dealing with it. We know kwamba these are young boys ambaye labda wana take advantage of ile situation ya banditry within this area. But we can assure you kwamba their days are numbered. We have some lead, na it's a matter of time before we catch up with them. Yeah, on Friday night there was kuna mfanyabiashara from Nakuru ambaye alikuwa anapeleka mboga Chemutai. Mwendo wa saa 5 hapo usiku na akaweza kushambuliwa, gari yake ikapigwa risasi, bahati mbaya yeye akapatikana pia akaumizwa mguu. Ako sawa, ako hospitali sasa anatibiwa, lakini ako out of danger. On Monday the other week walishambulia pia asubuhi mapema area inaitwa Korean, wakapiga gari ambaye pickup ambaye ilikuwa inaenda kununua mbuzi, ilikuwa inakuja area hii kununua mbuzi, lakini bahati mzuri pia hakuweza kuumiza anybody.
Tumefurahi leo venye tumeona maafisa wa usalama ni wengi, na tumekuwa na hofu siku mingi tukikuja. Hakuja kama tumeogopa sababu hatujui kutakuwa aje. Unasikia tu hali ya usalama inaenda ikizoroteka from time to time. So tunashukuru maafisa wa usalama vile wamekuja hapa na tunaona ni wengi, na tunashukuru hata serikali, na tunaweza omba ile ambaye the problem yenye ina exist, tunaomba serikali itatue.
Hao watu wa kuiba mang'ombe walikuja, kuna siku walikuwa wamekujaga. Unajua sasa walitustua baka wachumaji wakapotea, baka sisi unaona sasa baka tukashtuka, kila mtu akashtuka. Unaona sasa unatoa kazi na wasiwasi. Juu ni mtu ujui ako aje, and then ukisikia watu hapa wakiongelea ni watu wabaya wako na mabaduki. Unaona sasa kama hapa sisi haturuhusiwi kuwa na hata hatujui kutumia. And then usahau usikie tena wako pale juu ya mlima, unaona lazima hata wewe utakaa na mshtuko. Hii patrol inatoka hivi inaenda baka Malgat, kwa hii njia inatusaidia sana. Juu hauwezi kaa like 10 minutes kama hawajapita patrol. Hii ikipita like 5 minutes ingine inashuka, ingine inapanda, yani patrol kwa njia inatusaidia sana. Tunakaa tukionaga tuko kwa ulinzi. Lakini wakiweza ongezeka, yani at least hata kama ni wanafuatana within 2 minutes hivyo, yani tutafeel poa.
And ODM party-wide elections experienced a few challenges yesterday, ranging from individuals being injured to others unsatisfied with the outcome. ODM Publicity Secretary Rahab Robi has outlined that a few challenges are normal in elections, and any individual involved in malpractices risks being apprehended and suspended from the party.
April 2025, we embarked on the next phase of elections, which was at the sub-branch level, which was held in all the wards across the country. Again, the exercise was largely successful, save with a few cases reported in Diwa in Homa Bay County, Kibra in Nairobi, and Kaptembwa in Nakuru, all of which are being investigated with a view to quick resolution. It suffices that to note that all the 3 wards out of 1,450 in the country had reported issues. ODM is the party that believes in stronger grassroots leadership. In addition to that, delegates elected in yesterday's exercise will be the only ones eligible to participate in the branch elections, which are scheduled for tomorrow. We appeal to all our members to maintain highest degree of discipline, respect to each other. We want to sound a warning to anyone planning to cause violence anywhere in the country in tomorrow's exercise, that stern action shall be taken against them, including expulsion from the party.
Parents have been urged to take extra precautions to ensure the safety and well-being of their children during the April holiday break. Speaking at a student fellowship service, Bishop Joseph Nkirumba of the Mountain of Hope Worship Center emphasized the importance of parents safeguarding their children from negative influences and drug abuse. He called parents to remain vigilant and create a safe environment to protect their children from harmful behaviors and substances.
Wamekuja pamoja nasi tutuasilia watoto ovyo ovyo, to make sure tumewakinga. Mimi hawana kitu ya kufanya, wakuja wafanya ma-practice kanisani, waende wakafanya elevations na vitu vingine, wasiwachiliwe waende ovyo ovyo. Asa hata wakati huu nilikuwa tunaongea na chief wa kwetu tukiambia Mungu make sure hawajavuta bangi, maana watoto wanavuta bangi wakiwa shule, vitu vingine wanaenda kunywa pombe, kufanya vitu vibaya. Tunataka make sure wapendwa watoto wetu shuleni, nyumbani wametunzwa vizuri, maana kwamba sisi ndio tutawalea katika nidhamu inayofaa. Make a good foundation for our children, na tomorrow watoto wetu wataangamia.
And as President William Ruto is trying to reunite the Mount Kenya region into his advantage ahead of the 2027 general elections, controversial reactions continue to rise as former Public Secretary for Public Service Justin Muturi security details were withdrawn. Our very own Bivon Omari with a detailed report.
Yet another one. Political tension seems to be outstretching in the Mount Kenya region after former Cabinet Secretary for Public Service Justin Muturi security details was being suspended yesterday evening. According to the former CS, the feedback he got from his security personnel on why they had not reported on duty is because he was fighting the government of the day.
Security personnel were instructed not to report on duty on the basis that, as they told me, that I'm fighting the government. But I said it's okay. There are very many Kenyans without, government security, and therefore it is not the kind of thing that really should worry somebody. But it's just to observe that, under the law, the retirement benefits, the Designated State Officers Retirement Act, Chapter 197B, deputy presidents, retired speakers of the Houses of Parliament, Chief Justice and Deputy Chief Justice, former Prime Minister, former Vice President, are all covered in that act.
The beef between the president and Muturi is getting deeper after Ruto fired him from office few weeks ago, alleging that Muturi was being incompetent in the office.
I had a problem with the AG who was there. He was fairly incompetent, but I now have a very competent lady.
Muturi, who until his final days in office was holding the government responsible for the extrajudicial killings of the Gen Zs, went further, stating that he could not attend President Ruto's tour at the Mount Kenya region that ended last week, alleging that the president should be held responsible for the safety of the citizens.
It's almost a judicial thing, judicial body, and explain the issues around that matter which is being inquired into. In this case, like I'm saying, the issue of abductions and the extrajudicial killings. And if that were to happen, I am very sure the country will get to know in greater detail what has not been stated so far. And that because there's opportunity for people to be asked questions, cross-examined, those who have recorded statements to be cross-examined on those statements, the veracity of those statements, and others who have information one way or the other to appear before that commission and explain things. I'm sure it will bring to a close all these issues that have been affecting many Kenyans.
The fate of the political future of the two remains unknown ahead of the 2027 general elections, as the Mount Kenya region have seen the presidential candidate in office in the past few elections. Bivon Omari, Ndizi TV Africa.
Residents of Mea in Meru County have expressed their frustrations and now want the responsible government officials to pass an operational order to allow police service to conduct operations in the area. The residents blames both the county and the national government of negligence over their continued attacks and cattle raids that have been witnessed in the area, and especially in the recent attacks that took lives of 3 police officers where guns and bullets were stolen.
Na nimejua ya kwamba hii serikali yetu kama inapenda kushika hao watu, iko na uwezo wa kushika watu hao wanatusumbua. Maana kama hao watu wakiua watu wanaenda na simu wanakaa naye mpaka masaa 5. Tunawafikia simu na wanachukua simu za hao watu wanaua. Na kama najua serikali iko na uwezo, si ndiko kila kitu iko, wanafaa kuwa na turaki hiyo simu na wanajua hao watu wako wapi.
Kenya tunasikia ni hao watu na tunasikia wako na vitambulisho ya Kenya. Kwa nini hatusifuatilishe hizo ng'ombe zetu? Watu wanakufa kila siku, kila saa wanakufa, hata kwa masamba sisi hatuwezi kutulia kulima. Sasa watoto wetu na wanasoma na hii ng'ombe ndio hizi ng'ombe ndio tunauza, tunapata pesa ya kusomesa. Tutafanya nini? President yako wapi? Na alisema tutafanywa operation. Hiyo operation ilienda wapi? Na mkubwa wetu taitumua nafuatilia na hakuna usaidizi tunaona hapa Mea.
Mjumbe wa area hii Bwana Honorable Julius Taitumu alirequest president, hii watu wamesumbua, wameenda na mifugo yetu yote, hakuna ile mifugo imebaki.
That brings us to the end of our main news segment. We are taking a short break, but don't go away. We'll be back with the latest updates on business news.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Afrika.
Machozi yanadondoka, lakini lazima hema asome shuleni. Dunia mbona hunitendea haki? Jasho latiririka, lakini nangoja faraja. Naomi na Hema tunapigana na maisha, tutashinda hata kama tunaumia. Nilimkosa mama,
Mama, pesa nimebakisha ni mtu peke yake. Najua nilikuwa na pesa, sinakumbuka ugonjwa.
Sauti yangu yaomba, nunua mkaa.
Mimi unajua sikusoma. Unaona mimi sikusoma. Wewe pekee ndio nategemea. Mimi naona nimejenga. Naona vile hata sina nguo. Wewe nataka uvae vizuri, ukule vizuri na uende shule usome. Ukiwa shuleni, tia bidii kwenye masomo. Rafiki yako awe ni kitabu.
Naomi, coming soon on Ndizi TV Africa.
Good. So you top up directly without
measuring.
Directly.
So I fill the glass.
Fill the glass.
Okay.
Add a little bit. Perfect.
I feel like testing it.
This is our cocktail. Which cocktail? Long Island.
Oh, Long
But
Island.
our cocktail is not done. Why? Presentation. We have to garnish our cocktail so that when a customer sees...
What do you mean by garnishing?
Garnishing is just making our cocktail appear attractive. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, tuko na njia tofauti za kugarnish. Kugarnish ni kurembesha tu. This one.
Oh, ile kurembesha.
This one is a lemon wheel. Sasa cocktail yetu iko ready, iko tayari sana kupelekewa mteja.
Yeah. No wait.
Is thumb finger. Put it, the straw inside the cocktail, then you close. Wow, your cocktail.
Wow, niche.
Umekuwa
umekuwa ukitafuta, chuo ambacho kipo mahali tulivu, cha kisasa na kinachotoa mafunzo yatakayokuwezesha kupata kazi nyakati hizi, na kina walimu waliohitimu. Bas Camel Park Training College ndicho chuo hicho. Wana courses za diploma na certificate kama housekeeping management, tourism management, food and beverage sales management, fashion design, cosmetology, information communication technology, graphic design, film production, broadcast journalism, marketing management, business management na zingine nyingi. Pia wana short courses kama vile computer packages, front office management, digital marketing, video editing na zingine nyingi. Admission inaendelea. Mwandikie barua msimamizi mkuu wa chuo hicho pamoja na vyeti vyako vya KCSE au result slip. Pia unaweza jisajili mtandaoni kwa tovuti yetu ya www.camelparkcollege.co.ke au upige simu kwa 0755386594 au 0753915354. Tupo katika barabara ya Kisii Kilgoris. Camel Park Training College, empowering excellence, inspiring innovation.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa.
Thank you for staying through and welcome to our business news. The managing director for KEBS, Dangari, is in the limelight after failing to appear before the National Assembly Committee on Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. The committee is investigating the loss of Kenya shillings 420 million scandal at KEBS. Ngari is accused of importing contaminated rice, misuse of funds and embezzlement of company funds. KEBS boss has been issued with another date by the committee to appear before and explain the use of funds, failure to which an arrest warrant will be issued against her for defying committee summons.
Into the matters which are before us, which are weighty, from safety of Kenyans, from the economic value, then from misappropriations of funds, we do issue summons for the MD and his team to appear before Parliamentary Committee on Trade, Industry and Cooperatives.
Begs the question whether the Kenyan population is actually safe with the kind of foods and products they are consuming. And it is imperative that the MD of Kenya Bureau of Standards, much as she requested for this date, then should have at the very least honored the summons.
Parliament Audits Committee may order the arrest of a witness who fails to honor a summons for purpose of compelling his or her attendance. So obviously now with this failure to attend, to appear, and noting the gravity of the accusations labeled against KEBS and the MD, Parliament will have to seek the approval of the Speaker and indeed issue the final summons. And if she continues to defy, then as provided a standing order, we might have to ask the police to actually compel her to appear in person.
And as residents of Busia County wait for the County Assembly to pass the supplementary budget for the financial year 2025-2026, the county may continue to fall further behind if the flaws witnessed in the budget are not addressed. The Busia County Budget and Economic Advisory Committee revealed this, with the county having one of the highest poverty rates.
Performance ya county iko chini. Na hapo mbele mlisikia MCS wakilaumu CBF. Sisi CBF hatuna shida. Shida ni vile kwanza kuondoa ile mradi ilikuwa inaendelea. Na hapo ndio tunapata pending bills.
Hii ni bajeti ambayo imetolewa mambo ya pending bills. Kwa mfano kuna projects ambazo ziko ongoing, zinatakana zilipwe, but they are not captured in the supplementary budget. So unashindwa kujua kwamba how are they going to pay for these projects. Issue ya on source revenue, Busia has seriously underperformed.
The government is planning to dig deeper into the taxpayers' pocket by introducing a new law and enforcing Kenyans to invest in their salaries. The Cabinet Secretary for Labour, Alfred Mutua, explained the law that is meant to protect Kenyans against the bankruptcy of companies that they depend on for their livelihood. Mutua spoke this at a conference on environmental land judges that was held in Nakuru.
Because at times bankruptcy happens, crises happen, COVID comes around, and so the court may not be able to help an employee. But if you have your savings, I think that's something that we need to push in terms of that. It may come to you because we are going to institute policies forcing, not really, I don't want to use the word forcing, but ensuring that people save and giving them very little option in terms of leeward of not saving. We have to look at what they have done in Japan and other countries, whereby people grow old with dignity. Here in Kenya, your savings plan is your children. So you get old, your children provide your food, your shelter, your medical bills, and everything is provided by your children. They call your savings plan.
And Sudan's recent ban on Kenyan tea export has set off an uproar among factory directors and tea farmers in Embu County. This ban, particularly targeting Kenya's PB1 tea grade, has left a certain crisis as Sudan remains the largest market for this variety of tea. Stakeholders in the tea industry are calling on government to immediately resolve the diplomatic crisis that threatens both the livelihoods of farmers and the financial stability of the entire region.
Grade huwa tunaunda inaitwa BP1 na BP1, one of our major buyers ni serikali ya Sudan, and we know there was some kind of diplomatic tiff ambayo I don't have the right in here kuongea sababu sijui, but the fact is the Sudanese government imekataa kuchukua products za Kenya, moja hapo ikiwa majani chai, na watu ndio soko yetu kubwa ya BP1 au ndio wamekuwa kitununulia. Hii swala tunataka serikali ichukulie with a lot of seriousness, because if we are producing and we are not selling, then why should we produce?
What the farmers need is not only to see tea of avocado. What they need most is value for their work, value for their products, value for whatever they do. If it's expensive, if there are many options, we have a productive area. All tea areas are very productive, but it's not only tea. The tea farmers can also get money from many other sources, including that South Sudan.
That wraps up our coverage for today, and thank you for joining us. Don't forget to follow us in our social media platforms: Facebook at Ndizi TV News Digital, YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok at Ndizi TV News to get more updates and to get this and more updates. My name is Chemutai Kirui, and have a great evening.